What is good, ZZZ fans? I just got out of the shower and we are going to be talking about the new S Rank agent that is going to be coming out, Vivian. So let's go ahead and pop into the main screen here. Here we have the Zenless Zone Zero agent record for Vivian. This is the short portrait style for her video. Let's go ahead and take a look.
People often mask their true intentions. Sometimes what you can't see is the real truth.
All right, so she's looking really good. A goth lolita style. She has a nice little dress, some tights, and the umbrella. Really do like this color scheme. My obsidian notes actually has pretty similar color palette. But what are some important details of Vivian that are in this video? Well, one is whether or not this agent is an S rank, and the other important information that comes out is the agent's specialty, which is like their class, and as well their attribute. So we can go ahead and take a look at all of that here. So over here, if we pause on this frame, we see that Vivian is going to be an Ether Anomaly agent, which is going to be really good because we are actually lacking a lot of Ether agents. If I go ahead and click on this handy little filter, this table here, we only have 3 Ether agents right now, and we got our last Ether agent, this patch that is currently live right now, the first half banner. Astra Yao was the 3rd Ether agent, so for a long time in Zenless Zone Zero, Ether agents have been pretty non-existent. We've only had 2 for the longest time. The other important information, again, just to verify, right, how you can tell whether or not Vivian is going to be an S rank agent, that's when you're going to watch the video. So I'm going to mute the video here, and you're going to notice that there are details of Vivian's model here that are animated. And this usually means that this agent is going to be an S rank agent. So let's see over here.
I'm a 01NG6 criminal investigation automaton. It's my duty to save.
So we could see elements of Qingyi. Her hair is flying, right? If we see over here with Seth by comparison, you could see that Seth is not animated at all. So this is how you can tell in the future if an agent is going to be an S rank or an A rank. Moving on, so we can see over here that Vivian is going to be a Mockingbird agent. And if you don't know, Mockingbird is actually a Phantom Thief faction that was teased in the latest patch. And within this event, we had teased the appearance of Hugo Vlad, who also appeared alongside Vivian. Now, the second part where Mockingbird was teased in Zenless Zone Zero has been there since the launch of the game, which is in Von Lycaon's agent story quest, and the true heroes are always behind the scenes. Hugo makes an appearance in Von Lycaon's sort of epilogue of that agent story, showcasing him in Von Lycaon's past, where Von Lycaon was part of the Mockingbird faction. We'll go more into detail of the Mockingbird faction and Hugo Vlad specifically, probably whenever Hugo Vlad does get drip marketed, probably going to be later tonight. Let's be real here. But besides that, one other topic that I really wanted to cover with Vivian is with regards to her kit. Now, obviously, we don't cover leaks on this channel, and there's no sort of detail besides the fact that she's an Ether Anomaly unit, but we can make some guesses as to how Vivian plays, given sort of the clues that we were provided in the version 1.6 patch preview trailer. And actually, what we have here is the disk drive set that was revealed, Phaethon's Melody. And why is this going to be Vivian's set? Well, there are 2 major clues. Obviously, the disk drive set looks like it belongs to Vivian, because it matches the top of her umbrella, her parasol. There you can see the blades and the sort of color scheme being mirrored here. You can also tell just by Vivian's quotes. A lot of them mention Phaethon and a sort of obsession, going so far as calling them Lord. So Phaethon's Melody is going to be Vivian's disk drive set. Now, what does Phaethon's Melody do? Well, Phaethon's Melody for the 2-piece set gives Anomaly Mastery of 8%. Anomaly Mastery, if you don't remember, is something that helps build the Anomaly buildup. So every 1% of Anomaly Mastery is equivalent to 1% of Anomaly buildup rate. Now, another thing here is when any squad member uses an EX special attack, the equipper's Anomaly proficiency increases by 45 for 8 seconds. If the character using the EX special attack is not the equipper's ether damage is increased by 25%. So what does this mean? Well, we can make some really strong comparisons of Phaethon's melody to something like Chaos Jazz. Chaos Jazz is good on 2 characters primarily. It is good on Tsukishiro Yanagi, but also it is very good on Bernice. Yanagi is kind of an off-field DPS in some ways. She has a lot of animations where you can kind of quick swap off of her, but for sure, Bernice is an off-field anomaly DPS. While Phaethon's melody doesn't necessarily have similar text, specifically doesn't say off-field, it does say and accommodates for if the EX special attack being used is not the equipper. So we can see that her ether damage is going to be increased by 25%. This should mean that she's going to have at least lasting effects of her damage on the field as she is not on the field, as another squad member is using their EX special attack. The last topic I wanted to cover with Vivian is with regards to her voice actress. So this Discord user says, okay, so they changed her voice actor, by the way, the trailer, and now I'm guessing lol, unless the voice at the end of the trailer was someone else. So let's take a look at what they're talking about here. So if I play the agent record.
People often mask their true intentions. Sometimes, what you can't see is the real truth.
Right, so her voice is very soft. She sounds very young. Now, this is a pretty big difference to what we got in the version 1.6 teaser trailer. By the way, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you guys enjoy this content. Let's go ahead and play this part of her clip.
If the world's destined to be destroyed, if the ending could be rewritten, what would you be willing to give up?
So you can see her voice is a lot more mysterious here. It's a lot more mature sounding and definitely sounds very, very different from what we got over here.
Sometimes, what you can't see is the real truth.
She sounds very young. She sounds very wispy. Zenless Zone Zero, at least on the English side of things, have been facing a lot of issues with voice actors, especially recently. And this is something that doesn't seem to be resolving anytime soon. Now, where we can get to the bottom of this sort of mystery is by taking a look at Zenless Zone Zero's Japanese side of things. Because if we could take a look at the Japanese side of things, we know for sure that there isn't that much of an issue in terms of the voice actors in the JP side. Everything in JP in Zenless Zone Zero is voiced fully, whereas in English, version 1.5, there were a lot of times where Von Lycaon, for instance, didn't have his voice in the story, where he was supposed to be voiced. So let's take a look at Vivian's voice in Japanese.
時には目に見えないものこそが真実だということもあります。
Okay, very good. Very nice, pleasant to listen to. It's very mysterious. Not very mature sounding, right? But it is not very young sounding either. Now let's take a look at the version 1.6 teaser on the Japanese side of things.
世界が滅びる運命だとしたら、結末を書き換えられるとしたら、そのために何を捨てられる?
That is an interesting voice. I feel like it is slightly different.
真実だということもあります。
It's definitely deeper, right?
結末を書き換えられるとしたら、そのために何を捨てられる?
At the very least, there's a different vocal sort of direction.
真実だということもあります。
I don't know. You guys got to let me know like what you guys think in the comments. I honestly think they sound kind of different. I can see like an argument that they are the same people, but I don't know. They sound a little different to me. Maybe we could take a look at the Japanese or the Chinese. Let's see.
大家都习惯隐藏自己的目的，但有时候看不到的才是真的。
Okay, very mysterious, very wispy, very higher pitched, right?
如果世界注定陷入毁灭，
Yeah.
如果结局可以被改写，
Okay, this is I'm pretty confident now that these two voices are supposed to be two entirely different people, right? This deeper voice is not supposed to be Vivian, because obviously the voice that Vivian has is something that's higher pitched in Japanese, in Chinese, and in English as well. So it does seem like that voice that you hear in the version 1.6 teaser is not Vivian.